In one of my previous videos, I talk about what it means to be without my phone, and I actually went without my phone for a day. And in the next video, I actually talk about feeling naked without my phone. But what I decided to do was try and create some art or some conceptual idea behind being naked and without a phone. You feel disconnected. In fact, you feel vulnerable without your phone. You feel unsafe. And I wanted to try and find a way in order to encapsulate this in some form of other art form. Other than sound and moving image, and I decided to create pieces of art. But before I came to that stage, I tried to figure out how would I do this. The idea behind it was maybe, first of all, I get naked, which was never going to happen anyway, but rather than showing my full exposed body, I have a mobile device, any form of mobile device, covering up my But to be honest, that was a bit distasteful. I would not be comfortable doing that, and I don't think many other people would be comfortable doing that. I had thought about what happens if I got live models, but to be honest, it's a little bit distasteful. So many other people have done it as well. I'm not quite comfortable because of my beliefs as well. I don't want to be looking at imagery like that. So what I decided to do was do a bit of research and a bit of digging around ways I can have a body portrayed as naked, yet use imagery of a smartphone or any form of phone in that matter. So, to start off with, these are pieces of art that I had previously created on Photoshop, digital art. I've got quite a nice way of working now. I understand what I want when it comes to these pieces of art. I want to get something which is inspired by VHS. As you might have seen some of my previous videos, I've been quite inspired by old 80s VHS imagery. It's kind of an odd thing to think about because it's got nothing to do with disconnect the phone, but as I have done my research in trying to portray something that is naked yet being covered up by a mobile phone, I found this whole thing about Vaporwave, which includes lots of 80s and 90s crossover, along with lots of statues, apparently. To be honest, I've actually enjoyed making these sort of Vaporwave artworks and imagery, and what I might do is carry this over to my performance or the happening. Because I'm doing a performance as opposed to a video, as quite a lot of other people are doing, what I've decided to do was create imagery for my background so that I can actually get on with the performance, yet have something engaging in the background so that when I am doing the things that may be mundane, the imagery could take over. my name is David Andrew Griffiths. This video, or this section of the video, is for my master's project. The project in being a thought experiment, which 50% of the marks are for research, 50% are for performance. This is a trial of my performance, and I call this performance, it's only me, inspired by the words disconnect the phone, and specifically this is inspired by an answer phone machine which I have modified right here. I hope you enjoy this performance, and please leave feedback on how I could improve this performance and what other things I could do in order to better this performance. Hello? Hello?
King PM. Hi, it's only me. It's okay. Ta-da.
Yeah, but regarding my performance, I'm going to need to set up in between the break, so not only I've got this thing and the laptop, I'll also have to bring an audio interface so that I can actually interface with an amplifier without needing a mixing desk, because that's the thing, I don't want to stick a jack straight into my computer, because otherwise I can't use my telephone device, because that device actually plugs in via XLR to my interface. So I'll probably need to bring in a rack unit with an amplifier as well, which is okay, I can stick my laptop and other things in that like that. But the more awkward one is the loudspeakers. The whole point of this project was to break you outside of your comfort zone, and my comfort zone is sound and sitting and playing on Cubase all day. Whereas this now has brought me into other programs such as Photoshop, After Effects, Premiere, Audition, which I don't use that much yet, is being used to record these, record the sound. It's also opened my mind up to many other things which I would never have thought of myself doing, such as creating imagery related to things that I've never thought of before, or coming up with new concepts which you would never come up with unless I had taken a journey to get there. Yeah, quite a lot of this has been ramble, and I do admit I am guilty of talking a lot and going off topic, but hopefully within these video blogs I'm able to narrow down what I want and what I want to show the audience, or what I want to show the viewer, and hopefully one day I can create a proper cohesive blog where I talk about my work in a proper and orderly fashion with a bit more regiment to it, as opposed to on the fly at 2 o'clock at night. This is my master's project, my first master's project, and the title of it is Disconnect the Phone, if you haven't read the title before. Other than that, I don't think I've got anything else to talk about. So as I've said in all the other videos, I hope your day goes well.
Tuesday, 1:17 PM. Hi, it's only me. It's okay. Ta-da. Friday, 8:41 a.m. Did you horn, sir? Hello. Wednesday, 9:38 a.m. You need to be afraid, sir. I want to see you. It could keep me up. I'm all right, though. I'm going to see you this week down here next week.